This is Cheeseburger, and he's one of the 9 allies that you can unlock in Far Cry 5, and I mean, he is easily the best. Come on, what is better than a diabetic grizzly bear named Cheeseburger who will attack people on command? Maybe Chorizo from Far Cry 6, he's definitely close. They're 2 of my favorites from the entire Far Cry franchise anyway. So since Cheeseburger's my favorite from this game, I decided to do just a fun little speedrun seeing how fast I could unlock Cheeseburger as the ally. Without further ado, let's get into the speedrun. And now the run finally begins after sitting through 6 minutes worth of cutscenes, which was very fun to watch every single time I wanted to do a run. And now we have to slowly, and I mean slowly, walk up to the church to try and arrest Joseph Seed. After even more cutscenes, we finally get to play a bit by running away from the cultists that crashed our helicopter. And we run away through this forest until we find a trailer park that the marshal is hid at, so we regroup with him and try to make our escape from the cultists. Wait, what? Actual gameplay and not just 17 minutes of cutscenes? Now, joking aside, this is a pretty fun mission kind of right here, just holding off the cultists that are attacking you until the marshal decides to stand out in the open and dies, so you just have to go over there and revive him. I did fail this a couple times. Sometimes I was just not taking cover, being careful at all, and dying. Other times it was the marshal that was dying just by standing there and not firing whatsoever. But for a while, he just makes you protect him because he does relatively nothing, because he is that Far Cry 5 AI, which makes the game beautiful but also sometimes insufferable. But he runs over to the truck while you have to protect him. You can also just get into the truck with him and not have to hold off the cultists and just wait till he decides to actually drive. Now the cultists are going to throw everything they have at us to try and kill us, stopping us from escaping. While trying to escape the cultists, the game does give you some dynamite to help you escape, but I quickly learned after about my first or second attempt where I killed myself twice with it, that it is just way better to take out the necessary enemies that are doing a lot of damage to you and just let the marshal drive and heal with your medkits. The game gives you 3 of them, and that's just easily enough just to sit in the passenger seat and wait to get to this cutscene where the bridge blows up to where we get saved by Walter White if he was a Vietnam veteran. To thank Walter White for saving us from all of the cultists, we are going to repay him by liberating his island of all of the cultists by taking over the 2 outposts that we have to do and saving the 2 hostages that the cultists have taken. Once we finish climbing up this radio tower, we have fully liberated Dutch's Island and now have the freedom to go wherever we want to. Now our next stop is the Fang Center to get one step closer to saving Cheeseburger. The Fang Center was easily the killer of most of my runs because I had to quickly run over and take out both of the alarm boxes so they cannot call reinforcements and make this even tougher, but also just the sheer amount of wolves and just guys shooting at me on the LMGs. It was just horrifying. As you can see, I'm panicking here, just jumping, praying that I'm not getting hit, trying to take out the enemies. But definitely the worst part of this run for me was easily the Fang Center. I mean, yes, most of my deaths were me not being careful, or me doing something stupid and not realizing my gun was out of ammo, panicking, and then running into the fire. But other than that, and almost killing myself here with that, I don't even think I killed the guy out of that. I really should have died here. This run should have died, but somehow I managed to survive all of this by jumping around like a rabbit on coke. After barely surviving and taking back over the Fang Center, we are informed that Cheeseburger has been taken by the cult, and we need to go catch a salmon to give to Cheeseburger so he will fight alongside us. All I can say is I wish fishing was that easy in Red Dead Redemption. Now that we have the salmon, we can finally go save Cheeseburger from the cultist. This part right here, fighting alongside Cheeseburger, I think may have failed more times than I did at the Fang Center. If I didn't, it is very close. As you can see, there are a massive amount of enemies. Cheeseburger only attacks 1 at a time. I cannot see my screen, and I have no ammo because you just don't refill ammo, or I didn't take the time to in between going to get the fish and coming here. And you also do not get heals. I think there's about like maybe 1 medkit that you can randomly find here. So you just have to run around killing every single cult member while Cheeseburger, I mean, he's very helpful, but if he can lock on to the guys with the shotguns, this can go so much easier. This part is just, like I said, so hard because you have to run around picking up everyone else's guns, and you have no healing items, so you just kind of have to sit back and let Cheeseburger do a majority of the work. As Cheeseburger finishes mauling the last cultist, that is it. We have successfully freed Cheeseburger and unlocked him as an ally, completing the speedrun. I ended up getting a 38-28 on the speedrun. I stopped the timer when the Right to Bear Arms mission came up completed. And if you want to do this speedrun, I say do it. It's just a fun, stupid little speedrun that you can do. And if you're interested, you can watch the full run, just not edited or anything like that, I'll leave it linked right here.